I'm gonna click on got it.
Okay.
The blue, yeah. All right.
So this is Don Berlyn, and we're continuing with our series of interviews about how folks got into being vegans and what effect it may have on their faith lives. So first off, we got Jen and wearing the vegan shirt, and Don with the can't read it hat. So
J&J Video Reacts, my YouTube channel.
oh, there we go. Perfect. I have to hold that close to the camera later. So the basic question is, how was it you ended up becoming a vegan? Just tell us about that, your path, maybe some obstacles in your way, what motivated you. So anything you'd like to say about that?
Yeah,
So-
here's the funny thing. I actually started it, but she took it and ran with it. I was like, hey, let's go vegetarian. She took it and went completely vegan
I
and
went raw vegan
Yeah.
first. So
All right.
what ended up happening is we watched this documentary. Dawn was really getting into like microgreens and living food and things.
Mhm.
And we've just always been interested in different, healthier options. I wasn't healthy at the time, though. I found by the food I was eating, I thought I was by eating grilled chicken salads, and going on these diets and low carb and this and that. So what ended up happening, we saw a movie or a documentary called Raw Food Healing. And
With
it
Woody
had
Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson that was from Cheers in it. And like some people just talking about how they feel so great and the science behind eating raw foods. So it was kind of like, I was like, I think I could do that because I've been like toying with some tofu type things. That's not raw, but I was toying around with like
Toying with tofu. Sounds like
toying
a
with
movie.
tofu, and I was like, I've
Playing
always
with your food, yeah.
thought meat kind of like sometimes it would just I wouldn't want meat. Like I was more of a side person, but I did eat a lot of meat because that's just how I grew up. So I was 42 and I said, I'm going to do this for a week. I'm going to see if I can do, only salads for a week. Not that there's not a big broader option of people who do raw that,
Right.
you don't have to eat like a rabbit to be vegan. We'll get to that later. I'm certainly not still eating salads only, but I did it for a week and I started to feel so good. Like literally I had so much energy. I just started to feel kind of like lighter on my feet. And after about I guess 30, I kept going. I was like, I can do another week. I'm going to do a third week. And by like 30 days, my back pain that I had had for years since I was a kid, every morning I would, not a kid, but a teenager, I would wake up with like a really tight back. And when we were living in our other house, I had an exercise bike. I had to get on the bike every day to just stretch out, just to be able to, move around. And one day I was like, came home from work and I'm like, I don't feel that back pain that I've had anymore. And it could have been due to a little bit of weight loss, reducing the inflammation. But I was feeling so good. I just kept going. And eventually I realized that summer I had no seasonal allergies that I had had since a kid. That combined with the energy and the no back pain, I was like, I am sold. And that's when I started really researching it and getting into the whole, that what happens with our food and why it was basically making me sick, and then eventually the animal rights things from being in groups, you see then how the animals are treated. And it just became like a really like big passion for mine that I wanted to tell everybody how I felt. And then Dawn, you can go on your journey.
Yeah, I basically, when, I thought about becoming vegetarian and we started looking at the documentaries, and it started because I said, you know what, I want to grow microgreens. I think it's easy. We had been watching John Cholera, or that guy that's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Grow Your Own Food, I think is his show. And I thought, we could do that. That would be cool. And so we both went on eating salads for a couple weeks. And then it was weird. We took a trip to the family, and all of a sudden I started getting sick at the stomach. I don't know what was happening that day. I think maybe something was going on with my salad dressing or something, but I went off the diet. Well, Jen took the salad thing. She said she tried it for a week. That turned into 6 straight months.
Wow.
Of nothing but that salad, no eating throughout the day. So in essence, she was also intermittent fasting, which I'm a huge fan of. And I had just come off of an extended fast of 20 days. And it was like, okay, cool. You know, I love this. I'm bought on it. And Jen was like, well, I'm not so much sold on the fasting, but I tell you what, I'm definitely down with the vegetable thing. Let's try it. And so when I stopped, she kept going. So it was, and she's been an inspiration to me. And probably about, I would say 6 months later, she showed me the Gary Yourofsky video where they're literally punching the cows in the head and stuff like that. And I said, you know what, I'm done. I'm not supporting the meat industry any longer, if nothing else, but for that. It wasn't so much a health thing. It was for her, it was the health thing. And I'm suffering with legal blindness. So you would think it would have been the health thing for me, but actually it was the animal activism that pulled me into it. And I'm also doing it for health reasons. So I stopped eating meat. When would you say you stopped? What?
Well, I started this
April
2019, and then so you
March
off and on, you know,
off and on. I ate meat, chicken, chicken wraps and things like that. But March of 2020 is when I gave up meat, and I haven't eaten meat since. And then, but the only thing was I didn't go completely vegan. So I would have considered myself a vegetarian because pizza is my weakness. Pizza. But as of about late August, I haven't had any more pizza. So I'm completely vegan now. And I was still having a little bit of allergies. I don't have those now, just after a few months of being completely vegan.
And you mentioned too, I remember one of the things I told you would happen is you just feel clearer because technically.
Yeah, I kind of had phlegm in the morning. Like I'd have to go through a little coughing. That's not there.
A lot of people don't realize that we're all like lactose intolerant. I talk about this on my stream a lot, that, you know, we think some people say, well, I have a stomach issue when I drink milk. That's just one of the ways it manifests. When people eliminate dairy, especially, they get rid of acne, eczema, sometimes asthma, like so many different things clear up because you don't realize that's your body saying, hey, this is a foreign substance. This, you know, to me now I understand that's for a baby cow. That's not for, you know, that's not how our bodies were designed. And it's not, it sounds funny when I say that. However, like from all the research I've done, our bodies were designed more like a herbivore and we're meant to process plants. You know, it's like putting diesel in a regular gas car when the American diet that we're mostly all eating, you know, or at least. And I'm like, you know, I loved, you know, steak. I love the taste of foods. I grew up eating it. You know, my family wasn't vegan. So at 42, I made this transition, and I literally am at like the weight that I was in high school. Now, I did incorporate cooked foods because I actually lost too much weight. I remember, like, you know, my family was like, are you okay? Are you sick? Like they were coming to her like,
I'm a witness. She's not doing anything but eating salads.
Can you make her eat?
I've witnessed what's happened. She's fine.
And I didn't.
In fact, she's probably healthier than you guys.
I started eating rice and beans and adding in whole foods. And then I said, oh, for my vegan page, I'm going to test these products, these chicken nuggets, plant-based nuggets. And then I went on a huge junk food vegan kick along with my salad and veggies. I tried all kinds of, you know.
Gardein makes a good nugget.
Gardein is good, you know, it's good stuff. So kind of now we're vegan and we kind of do mostly whole food plant-based, which is best.
Have the occasional Beyond Burger.
We definitely do our cheat nights and you know, have some, you know, I guess what you would call processed vegan food too. So, but I mean, I feel like great, like better than I did in like my high school years. Same now, I've kept the same weight.
Me as well.
Like diets will make you go like up and down, but when you find something that's like a lifestyle and you're just eating healthy,
absolutely,
it's so like amazing what it can do. You know, it really, you just feel different spiritually too. You're just calmer.
Well, because food affects the mind. So when you're putting good stuff in, it's going to help you deal better with anxiety as well.
Yeah. So actually, I shouldn't tell you this, but actually there's really good vegan pizza out there.
Oh,
but
nice.
You didn't hear it from me. But that was what kept me from.
Who, tell me.
That's what kept me from being well, there's even restaurants that have, but was my last step to going from vegetarian to vegan, because I love the pizza.
Yeah, pizza. I'm
That
telling
was a long time ago, but yeah, it's pretty satisfying.
Pizza was the only thing that everything else was vegan. The almond milk, the Nature's Balance butter, all anything else was vegan. And I'm not, this is the funny thing. I've never been a big cheese person. Even before I went vegan, I wasn't really into cheese other than pizza. I wouldn't have it on a burger, wouldn't have it on a sandwich, just really pizza or a grilled cheese sandwich. But that was the last thing that I let go. But now that I have, it's so weird. Because I talk a lot about like mental health on my channel during the afternoons, and I'm telling you, it's a mental thing. Like now, when I think of meat, I think of what it actually is. It's dead flesh that you're eating. You might as well be you might as well be a cannibal. You might as well be eating a human being. You're eating flesh. And I think of it like that, and it disgusts me. And then the pizza, to me now, I see it for what it truly is mucus. Really, that's what it's creating in the body. So when I see that ooze that used to give me the craving, now I'm getting like,
and that's one of the things
but I still want to know where that vegan pizza is.
Well, we can talk about that later. Yeah.
Okay.
They will like some people will be like, don't you ever want to just cheat? Don't you ever want to just take a bite of this, take a bite of that? It's different when it's not a diet. Okay, like if I'm just for my health, once you get like, and that happened, I would say about like not 8 or 9 months in, when that resonated with me. All of a sudden I was looking at my cat laying in the window and I saw her back leg, and all of a sudden it just reminded me of a bigger version of a chicken leg, and I was like, that is where the connection like hit me. All of a sudden I'm like, wow, okay, so
there's no difference between that chicken and the cat.
Why would I want to eat that animal? She has her own personality and her own, she's scared when a loud noise happens, so they have
people
feelings.
have pet
They're
chickens.
smart, and I'm like, it's the same thing. I realized the whole disconnect that people have, like they can love the dog but don't, the cow is like, that's meant for food, and it's like, who made those rules and why? And if we love one being, we should love them all. But I don't fault people or try to make people feel bad for eating meat. We tend to do it in a motivational way. Like, I just want to tell my story because I was that same person for 42 years. I didn't have that connection made. And it's like a vegan journey that you go through, in my opinion. It's not like, one day you wake up and you just, unless you grew up in a family that, ate vegan, even then there might be different reasons you come up with throughout time for yourself. So it's like, to me, it makes so much sense to put the right stuff in your body and to not eat animals, because you're not only getting healthy, but you're saving the lives of animals and saving suffering. So it's like the whole thing now kind of just like resonates. It clicks. Like,
came full circle.
You don't cheat on something that's in your heart like that, when it gets, deep inside, a passion. And that's the reason I love what you're doing. I love us coming on, on our streams, because it's like when you find something good, it's like seeing a good movie. You want to tell everybody about it. It's like having a good pizza. You want to let somebody experience it. And I'm like, there are so many people suffering with like type 2 diabetes and different things that they don't even realize that in the 30 days they may be able to get off the medication that's causing the side effects and get completely healed. And like, that's not out there anywhere on the media, really, saying hey, plant-based diet can cure this for you, or here's people that it's cured, So I love us all kind of putting the information
banding together and putting the message out there.
Yeah. So I've got a couple more questions. And one you kind of alluded to as far as any spirituality or faith part of it. And the other question I had was on were there obstacles in becoming a vegan?
Yes, I would say for me, like for us at home, it wasn't as much, because we kind of understood each other's journey and didn't, push each other to do anything or eat this or that. I would say family had the biggest obstacle, like family gatherings or social.
Thanksgiving, and well, what do we cook for you guys? Or can we cook for you guys? Or when you're not going to eat the casserole this year? And no, not going to eat that. Yeah. it's so weird because it's like Dr. Jason Fung, who I looked at a lot on YouTube when I had started fasting, said that eating is a social thing.
Mhm.
It's something that we do together, and that's how we come together. That's one of our bonding sessions, and it's usually over food. And then when you switch the game up after so long of doing what everybody else was doing and eating what
Mhm.
everybody else was eating, when all of a sudden you're this different person because you decided that you're going to eat something different or not eat what they're eating, it does create a little bit of a uncomfortableness there. But you know, the cool thing is we've been doing it for a few years now, and everybody knows. So
Right.
automatically the sauerkraut gets made without the meat in it, and things are made, and it's understood. And we will bring our own food, and there's not this big stigma. Oh, they brought their own food. That doesn't
At
happen
first,
anymore.
I feel like people tend to think, oh, you think you're, you're too good to eat this or that, or you don't, I made this, you don't want to eat it, you don't want to just try it, I put this time and effort. And it's like they don't realize sometimes it's two totally separate things.
Now they're starting to say, hey, you guys look great, you guys seem like you feel great. They're starting to want to get a little bit of piece of that now.
Yeah,
like maybe we should stop eating it. Yeah, lead by example. That's how you do it.
Yeah, you definitely can't push things on people. People don't want to feel like they're a bad person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you shouldn't eat this, tell them why they should eat this is my opinion,
Right.
And how you just tell your story, how you've healed, how you feel. And that will make people curious without pushing you away or shutting your post down or not.
You know what it's like? It's like that the TikToks that say, tell me you're 54 without telling me you're 54. You know what I mean? And it's like, tell me to become a vegan without telling me to become a vegan. Okay, well, look, weight loss, feeling in perfect health, able to jump and run and do all of these wonderful things. Is that telling you something?
Right.
Without me opening my mouth, get it?
Yeah, that's great advice for people, because when you try and push people, they'll push back.
Right.
And,
that'll take them further from it. That's the purpose.
It does create a lot of family hassles, and just like you talked about. So so, and then the other thing is, how has this affected your spirituality? And
so like I know that it is like, for me, it became like a spiritual thing, like as far as not necessarily, it didn't really interfere with like religious beliefs, but it for me made me spiritually feel more connected to like the earth and to the animals. That's how I would say, because I didn't have a whole lot of obstacles. What are you laughing about? You talking to the cat?
It's I definitely see a calmness in Jen, since she didn't have the back pain and things like that, because I saw her go through that. And for me, I'm into yoga and meditation. So to me, it actually made those sessions a lot better. Like when I would do yoga poses and things like that, and maybe my head would be a little bit clogged because I was still at the time eating a little bit of dairy or something. Now, if I go into like a down dog or a Virabhadrasana or something like that, I'm feeling it physically. I'm able to let the breath go through me, and I'm able to do breath work and things like that, and really experience the grounding that it gives me. And it puts me in a calmer place because I'm not eating food that is contributing to my biochemistry being off kilter. So now my meditation sessions are a whole lot more calm. I'm able to control my thoughts a lot better. That's something that the reason I do my midday streams is because I'm a cancer survivor. I had cancer in 2002. So I'm 20 years in now, pretty much, or close to it. Yeah, actually, it was December of 2002, and this is 22. Nice. So
congratulations.
So, thank you. But about 5 years in, and this is what I talked about today, I realized that about 2007, I started having panic attacks, thinking, if anything was off physically, I thought, do I have cancer? Is something happening? Am I dying? What's going on? PTSD. It's a terrible thing. Food affects that. people don't realize that food has a lot to do with what goes not only on inside your body, but inside your mind. And if you change it and eat what it is that our bodies react to positively, you'll notice that the anxiety starts to dissipate a little bit. It's like, you got to help yourself. You know, it's not just meditating and thinking properly. It's also what you are eating. It affects your biochemistry. And if your biochemistry is affected, this is connected. So it's, you realize that you can kind of curb your anxiety when you do that too.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, so the last thing would be, any advice you have for other people, and then you can tell people how they can contact you, or you both have a podcast going, right? So you can give that kind of information. And then for those of you on WellBeing, they're going to be posting their the information about the podcast. So you can look for that post as well.
That's great. You want to go first?
Sure. Well, my YouTube channel is J&J Video Reacts. Huh?
So you got it on the hat.
Yeah, J&J Video Reacts. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm also on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. It's 2 big yellow J's. And I do a midday stream called Midday Motivated. Comes on at 12:30 every day on YouTube. I did just purchase a domain, middaymotivated.com, to create a website. So it's got a free website builder. It's pretty cheap on GoDaddy, you know what I mean? So I'm like, you know what, let's take this to the next level. So I will be putting, I've got a link tree. So it's got all my TikTok and everything on there. And I have
a link for that.
Yeah, well, and I'll just send you my link tree when we send the stuff over. But yeah, that's fabulous. And then yeah, that's pretty much me. So
cool.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's good.
Yeah.
We love hearing you. It's a really good stream, because I find that what we always talk about is you have to have you can't just do one thing. You know, it's like saying, oh, you know what, I put lettuce in my diet, but I'm still eating a bunch of meat and dairy.
Right.
So, you know, it's like, okay, you made one good change, but you didn't really it's like your mind and your body and your spirit have to be on the same, accord. And that's what, like, I find I talk a lot about health and things, and then we talk about how mental health, and it's like, if you can get those both in, conjunction, it really, really makes you feel good. Sometimes you can be perfectly healthy, but if you're, if your mental state is not where it needs to be, you're not going to feel you're as healthy.
I say that
Right.
It's the trifecta. It's like, you can have great thoughts, but when you're not feeling well physically, eventually that's going to affect your thoughts. And obviously it's going to affect your spirit, and it's going to bring you down. If your mind seems like you're thinking good thoughts and your body feels fine, but your spirit, you're depressed, that's not going to work either. And the same thing holds true if the body feels like crap, but you have great thoughts and your spirits, so they all work together.
Yeah.
Let me see. You know what? It's funny, because when we're talking about our channels, I always, Veganology JJ. I'm like, I forget if it's JJ Veganology because my email is the other way. So I'm getting old. Sorry. I didn't say it helped the memory.
I can't say that.
Blueberries actually can, right? My channel is Veganology JJ on YouTube, and I post videos. Like, sometimes it might just be we just did we're gonna do a reaction to these 2 different plant-based foods. I post videos. I have one
We did a
called
taste test.
My top dairy replacements, which goes over probably like 10 or 15 of my things that I use to transition from eating dairy, and then a couple of little recipe things, and just some
The big thing is Meatless Monday, though. You got to come to
I
Meatless
was building
Monday.
up to it. I was building up to it. So we also did, before that too, we have one called Amazing Plants Formations, instead of, we'll play on transformations. And Rick McKeon and Mark Samuel, came on there and told us, like, I'm always interested in the health journey from that, where you were and then what changes are made. And like, Mark has told us that he cured his symptoms of MS. Mr. Rick McKeon was, I think, in his 70s, and he, got rid of he could barely walk. He was, you know what I mean? He had, I think, cancer,
Heart issues and things like that.
cleared.
Yeah.
He's off all his medications. instructions just about, within, like you said, it didn't take very long at all. So I love hearing those journeys. So if anyone here wants to come on and talk about it. And then most recently we started, I guess about maybe 10 weeks ago or so, or 10 we've done of them, Meatless Monday, which is like, we just do a live stream where you can come, you can join in, you can click the link and join right in the conversation, where I know Miss Dina has come on there with us.
Yep.
Or you can just, go in the comments where we talk about, we just do a different topic every week, but of course it takes a tangent sometimes and goes up. It's just fun. We just talk about our favorite recipes. We talk about people in all aspects of their journey. Like if you've tried, whole food, plant-based, how you're feeling. We've done how it's environmentally, how it affects it. We did last week our favorite recipes. So it's just really fun at 7:30 on every Monday. We do it. Meatless Monday.
I'm a content creator. I'm a video editor. So if anybody needs any video work, I can be used for that as well. And the cool thing about both our streams is I always set both our streams up, and I put the link to Meatless Monday in my midday stream. So if you ever come to that, you can still get to Jen's channel through that and actually watch Meatless Monday, and then that'll lead you to her. And then when I set up her Meatless Monday, I always link in my midday stream. So either way, if you go to either one of those streams, you will get the link to the other channel as well. Don't forget to tell them there's no K in that too.
Oh, Vegan Knowledge, right? Well, we're gonna link everything where this is posted. So it's Vegan Knowledge. I eliminated the K, so it's just like vegan, and then the N is shared into the knowledge.
Okay.
So I guess I made it difficult, but I thought I was being funny.
It's clever, yeah. So
I definitely love the we can do the vegan, what do you call it? This shirt got me. It says vegan from my head, tomatoes like to my toes. So I love that.
She's always doing puns. I'm like, let me get you a pun.
The puns are great.
Light sometimes and having fun, and that's what the stream is all about. Like it's your vegan journey doesn't have to become one, like people don't have to come on if you just want, plant-based. If you're not completely, plant-based, we want you to come on, because those are the people I'm trying to reach, because I was that person, at 42, that if I had seen something like this earlier, I might have had so many more years of good health and saving so many more animals. So I'm like,
there's a young lady that
passion
came on my stream. I also do Tuesday Takeover, where we review, recap reality TV shows. She would come on there and be on there with me. She met Jen on there, you know what I mean? And we started talking about, we'll do a plug for Meatless Monday. So she ended up coming to one of the Meatless Mondays. And this is a girl who's she's a heavier girl, and she's got a lot of things going on. A lot of things, hypoglycemia, you name it, and she's got it. She had IBS. Well, she started coming to Meatless Mondays a few weeks back, and since then she started she said she would make a bolognese sauce, and she would slowly take the regular meat and replace some of it with the Beyond. Then she got to 50%, then 80%, then all Beyond, and her husband could not tell the difference. He liked it better. So now she's gone completely vegan because she's starting to be able to come off of her medication. She's dropped 25 pounds.
She said she feels so good. Like, just somebody ran into her the other day and met her, someone she works with, and they hadn't seen her in a little bit, and they were just like, you look like you're glowing. You just feel good. You seem calmer. Like, what's going on? He was trying to figure out if she got her hair redid or cut or whatever. And she's like, no, I just haven't been eating,
She went vegan.
I went plant-based. That did it. And then we have another lady, like, I think it trickles over into the family too, because if you don't try something, this would be my advice. Like, what is the worst that can happen? You know what I mean? Like Lisa, I was thinking of from my vegan group. Well, I have a Facebook group too, if you want to ever join. It's called Vegan Knowledge, and it basically, we can just post things on there, and I put my posts on YouTube and videos. And she said,
is it vegan do it? You can do it.
Vegan do it, you can do it group Vegan Knowledge. It's a long name, but you type in Vegan Knowledge, it comes up. I'm so wordy, as you can see. The guy is probably like, okay, can I get off of here? I asked one question.
I guess make sure on the WellBeing or other places, you just post all that information too, so people can just click on it or find it really easy.
She did a recipe of tacos with Beyond Meat. and her husband really, really enjoyed them. So
Really?
I'm so excited to hear, like, when people have that, they try something like, she came on our, Meatless Monday and was talking about how she's feeling so good. And it makes me feel good that we brought that to her, and that might completely change her life. So
Right.
like, I would say my advice is, if you're feeling good or not feeling good, and just try it like I did. Try it for 2 days, try it for a week, and see where you can go. Try a different product. Like, I was so shocked at some of the products that are out there that I thought, oh, I could never. People are like, I couldn't go without ice cream, or I couldn't go without having ranch on my salad. There's really, you have to sometimes try different ones, just like anything, but you don't have to miss out on good food. That's
Yeah,
Right.
give yourself a fighting chance. And I would definitely not say even do it like 2 days. Give it a week. Give it a full 7 days, because you're not going to notice anything in a day. So give it a full week. You should see some differences in a week's time, and then that'll let you know whether you want to continue with it or
If
not.
you even like, if you're not going to see the health differences, don't get me wrong, but it might help even if you just did one Meatless Monday to let you know, hey, this tastes
Yep.
pretty good. So I think I could do this for a week too.
Right.
So like, either way,
Right.
first thing to do is not, is to listen to these people's stories and journeys that we have.
Yeah.
It's not like we are selling some kind of shake or something that, like some kind of get healthy quick pill or something. It's like, no, we're telling you exactly what we've
Right.
done. We've just eliminated these two things, meat and dairy. And most of the stuff you already eat is really, most stuff is plants. You're just replacing
Right.
a couple of things, or taking out a couple of things, and it can be really, it's just, it's good. That's all.
Great.
I'm gonna stop rambling. I
Cool.
could talk about this for like
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. And then
Thank you for
it's been
having
so
us.
much fun to interview, and you guys will get a copy of this course, and you can post it wherever. So yeah, so look forward to seeing you guys on WellBeing, and we'll be communicating more. We're gonna share pizza information, but anyway, excuse
We
me.
hope to have
Thank
you
you so much.
Please do.
come on
Yeah.
back come on our channel if you ever get time on Monday. We'd love to have you and hear your thoughts too.
Oh, that'd be fun. Okay. Well, bye for now, and definitely we'll be talking later.
Okay,
Okay,
have
cool.
a good evening. Thanks, Tom.
You too. Thanks. Bye now.
Bye-bye.